Live from FedEx Forum, this is The Odds Couple, presented by WinBet on GrindCityMedia.com. Here's Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.
Hello, good people. Welcome to
Single
The Odds Couple.
Fish.
Single.
He's
Single
back.
Fish. I'm back. Yay. It's good to be back in studio. Week 19 of the football season. We got the National College Football Playoff Final Four. I don't know. Do we actually have a name for the thing? Just College Football Playoff,
Why can't we call it the Final Four?
Semifinals?
It's a Final Four.
It is a Final Four. All right, we'll call it Final Four.
The NCAA invented the Final Four, right?
Yeah, so we should be able to use it.
Let's use it.
All right. I'm Rob Fisher. That's Lang Whitaker. How are you, man? Good
I'm
to see your face.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not in that chair this week.
Oh, it's good to be
Been there
back.
the last few weeks. I like this
I know
side.
you're not a huge fan of it.
I
Yeah.
prefer this side.
But great to see you. We got a lot of stuff to get into. Roser's not here today.
Yeah.
We've missed someone now for like 4 straight weeks. We've been without somebody. Today it's Roser. He's out today. He'll be back with us next week. But CJ Hurt is in the building. Hello, CJ.
Great to have you back, Rob.
Great to
really
be back.
missed you.
Yeah.
One day we'll be back full strength. We're like a lot of these NBA teams
That's right.
now.
A lot of health and
just,
safety.
we're just always out somebody.
Well, although that's not why Roser's gone. Just want to make that clear. That's
Roser's riding high for other reasons. He's
Yes.
He had a little procedure. He's a good though.
yeah, but he's probably feeling real good right now. I
think so.
Probably listening
Some
to
of
the
the texts I was
show.
getting last night. I think he's doing all right.
He was sending me pictures of all these basketball cards that he's bought in the last week, and they're all rather amazing.
My man's got 4 more in there. Like he's had some shift here now. He's like, oh yeah, I'm coming up to get my cards. I'll be there today. What? Rosa, good grief, son. You got a
Speaking
problem.
of, during the holidays, somebody for 20 years, next to my bed, I've always kept my wife has like photos of our family, stuff like that. I've always had like starting lineup figures of
Right.
like the athletes of my youth. So I've always had like an Andrew Jones, a whoever, Dominique Wilkins nesting doll.
Right.
I've always had, for a long time, for no reason at all, I had a Robert Parrish basketball card in the glove box of my car. The first car I ever bought, for some reason I had a Robert Parrish card. I put it in there. So then when the next car I got, I just transferred it to that car. I had it forever. I've had this Deion Sanders card forever it was in a plastic thing next to the bed. And so my son the other day decides he wants to look up how much cards are worth, like Roser does all the time. And he comes running downstairs, and he and my wife have been looking things up. He goes, you know that Deion Sanders card next to the bed is worth a lot of money. I'm like, what are you talking? It's been like literally just sitting on my night table for $1,500.
Really?
If it's in prime condition.
Mint, gem, 10,
I mean,
mint.
it's been in a plastic container for 20 years. Like it's been in the thing. So I looked at it, and I was like, wow, the corners are actually really good. So now I don't know what to do with it. Like, should I just leave it by the
You got to
bed?
get it graded, apparently.
Yeah, I'm going to have to ask Roser once he
Yeah,
gets...
Roser will take care of that for you. He knows people that can
He's
grade
got a
him.
guy.
Yeah, he's got a guy. He's got a grade guy. So get it graded, and then you'll know the actual worth of
Yeah,
it. And then it'll have the grade on it
I'm
and
going to
all
sell
that
that
stuff.
thing as soon as I can. 'Cause, like, I mean,
Not yet. Not yet. Sit on it. Wait.
until Deion flips some more number 1 prospects or
Yeah.
something.
Wait for like maybe half a decade.
No, but that's
Wait
the
4
thing,
or
like,
5 more
but
years,
those
and
things-
then I think it'll jump up again.
But they don't. Like, right? The whole card market's so volatile. Like, it'll go
It
way
could
down.
crash.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I don't want it to crash.
This isn't Bitcoin we're talking about. These are cards.
But
Deion's going up.
But then
cards
they have
Stocks
crashed.
cards
going
went
up.
from worth something to
Yeah.
worth nothing.
They were
I have
all the way
boxes
down.
of cards that are worth nothing.
Then I think they came back recently.
Yes.
So now it's a good time, I would think. But I
Yeah,
don't know.
but again, now if you want to
gotta
get rid
talk
of
to
cards,
Roser.
you have to have them all graded, and
Yeah.
they have to be in gem mint condition. And if
Whatever.
they're not, I mean, if you took it out of the pack, well, your fault.
Yeah.
What? I mean, that's the whole point,
Yeah.
right? All right. We got the final 4 that we'll talk about. We got picks coming up later in the
Picks!
show. More picks coming up later in the show. For the first time this year, we had a pick that the game was actually canceled.
Yeah.
You
might
had
happen
one
again.
last week, and it got canceled, postponed. So now you're the only one that doesn't have as many picks as everybody else. You're one off.
It's
I just said we throw last week away entirely. Your boy was 1-4. There's no reason that we need to keep that week around.
I mean, I'm not overly thrilled with 3 and 2, but the way I've been going, it's pretty good. So, yeah.
Yeah, we can
32's not
scrap
bad.
that. We can
CJ
scrap
was the
that.
only one who was under 500.
Yeah.
Thanks for pointing that out, Lang. I appreciate you.
Did you pick Jackson State again?
Whatever, Lang. Whatever. You get on my nerves.
I'm real nervous because of my horrendous SEC record this year. I mean, one of the worst you could. I'll go ahead and share 3-13 against the spread in SEC picks this year, and I got 2 of them this week.
I hope you picked against them both because the bowl season, like we've learned, the SEC teams, they want nothing to do with this bowl season.
But I believe it was Barrett Salih who tweeted out the SEC's 0-4 in bowls they don't care about. There's that.
I watched that Auburn game. It looked like they cared about that. They just don't look very good.
Mississippi State did not look like they cared in that Liberty Bowl last night.
That was brutal.
They looked awful.
Just brutal. Yeah, SEC has not been good. In the old theory of it's SEC against name your conference. I think Missouri losing to Army, Auburn losing to Houston, State, Texas Tech, and then who's the other loss?
Florida lost to
UCF.
UCF.
Yeah.
There we go.
But I think it's also, we have to think about it like it's not the SEC against whoever. It's like the third team SEC against whoever. Because at this point, by the time we get to bowl season, either half the guys are in the transfer portal, half the guys opt out to get ready for the NFL draft. We've got all these health and safety protocols this year. Like, I think a lot of these teams at this point are, and I think Mississippi State was down like 7 starters last night. Somebody told me, like, at this point, at these bowl games, I'm just hoping in the Final Four bowls we see teams at full strength.
Yeah, no kidding.
You
and we're getting there this weekend, which is great. Learn anything this week?
No.
CJ, learn anything this week?
I did. Everybody,
you got the book. Workplace Slay.
Workplace Slay. Notre Dame quarterbacks. We love that university, don't we? 0-23 their last 23 NFL starts. The last Notre Dame starter to win a football game.
Joe Montana.
Brady Quinn. 2012, week 13.
Wow.
That's the last one. Also, the Falcons got that big home win in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Their first win in Mercedes-Benz since November 9th of 2020. Alabama, I'm pretty sure, has won twice in Mercedes-Benz Stadium since the last time the Falcons won there.
Yeah. I predicted a Falcons win last week because that's a classic Falcons win. When they're like the last game where they're like, they're in the playoff hunt. When they lose, they're done. That's the game they win. And now they're going to get murdered this week.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Yeah, they are. They're gonna. I mean, the line's already 15, right? This week.
I took that game. I took the Falcons in that game.
I didn't say anything, but they're going to get killed.
Why didn't you stop me? You see, you're in the same text message with me. Why didn't you say, no, get rid of that one? Why are you not looking out?
They're going to lose by, I would guess, 21 or so. They're playing the Bills, right? Yeah. Like, they're going to, it's not going to be pretty.
No, not good. Bills favored by 14.5 in that one. All right. Last week when we talked, or I guess it was maybe even 2 weeks ago, when we talked about the Final Four, you had said, I haven't even thought about it yet. After that Georgia loss, didn't even want to think about it. Have we been thinking about it now? And how are those thoughts?
I've been thinking a lot about it because they've been having press conferences and stuff. And Kirby Smart said this morning that Stetson Bennett is the starter for sure. I still don't really understand that. I know JT Daniels and George Pickens were supposedly in the COVID protocol. Now they're both in Miami and out. But Kirby said this morning, he said, as far as JT Daniels playing, he goes, we'll just see what the game situation is. So that just means he's not going to play because, once you're down 3 touchdowns to Alabama and you don't put him in,
right. What's the situation that's going to allow him to come in?
There's no situation you're going to play him. So I don't know. I've been thinking a lot about it, though.
Does it concern you more for this game or more for the next game?
The next game, the Alabama game. But
yeah,
just kind of poo-poo Michigan, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, I got it. I see how it is.
Sorry, that's how it is.
CJ, what have your thoughts taken you?
Michigan's going to run Georgia by 24. Are you kidding me?
Okay, you've been he's been thinking about it for a while. Apparently,
it's done. Stetson Bennett. We've seen what happened when he gets hit, when he gets any type of pressure. And I don't know if you guys are aware of this or not. Michigan's got 2 edge rushers in Ojabu and Hutchinson. Hutchinson, who may go number 1 overall in the draft, who can flat out go get a quarterback, right? And they do really well, that front 7 against the run. This will be, old school football. This won't be the spread, the air raid. This will be 2 teams trying to establish a running game.
Hat on hat.
Hat on a hat. Getting downhill, face mask on face mask, just trying to see if they can get 3 or 4 yards a play, and if it's in Stetson Bennett's hand, he'll mess it up. I have absolutely no doubt.
I don't think George is gonna. I don't think George is gonna try and establish a running game until like second, third quarter. They don't ever. The first quarter they'll come out throwing screens and quick stuff and swing passes and stuff. They don't ever try and like until and they. I disagree with it. I think they should. They've got a great offensive line. They should be running it down people's throats, but they usually don't do that until second or third quarter.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. It'll be real interesting. Let's get to the Final Four. Alabama taking on Cincinnati in the Cotton Bowl. Nick Saban, head coach of the Tide, said they need to just play up to their standards.
Trying to get the players to understand what we call the Bama standard in terms of how we want to play on a consistent basis and not letting external factors, who you're playing, what the score is. And that's been something that has been a challenge for us this year. Hopefully, in these last couple games, maybe we can build on, that very thing and players understanding what that standard means.
Alabama just 16-21 against the spread against non-Power 5 opponents in their last 37. However, against top 5 teams, Alabama's 28-15 in their last 43. They have won their last 4. Their last 5 college football playoff semifinals, Alabama has gone under on those last 5 college football playoff semifinals. How about that? Under has been the number. Meanwhile, Cincinnati Bearcats come in 5-0 against the spread as an underdog, 6-0 against the spread against teams with a winning record, and their last 5 games as an underdog have all gone under as well. Luke Fickell, he is the head coach of the Bearcats, and carrying the torch for all the little guys this week as they get Alabama. Here's Fickell on carrying the flag.
All year we've kind of tried to avoid saying that we're carrying the flag or we're doing something outside of, taking care of ourselves and representing, what it is that we do in our program, our community, our university, and our city. And I think sometimes when you start saying you're carrying a flag or doing something for somebody else or trying to make a statement for, a bunch of different programs, I think you can get lost in a lot of the things that are going on. So try to stay focused on us and what this is about.
I've covered a lot of Super Bowls, not to brag, but the hardest thing about covering a Super Bowl is you have those 2 weeks between the game, and that week that you're there, and you talk to every analyst, and you hear everybody talk about the game, and all of a sudden your mind starts to play tricks with you of, well, maybe this team can do something, maybe this team does have a shot. I'm going to pick them to win. All of a sudden you just start changing everything as the week goes on. I've tried to figure out or convince myself that this is going to be a really good football game and Cincinnati's a really good team.
Yeah.
I just can't. I can't. A month for Alabama to get ready for a game against Cincinnati, I can't convince myself that this one's going to be close.
Well, I kind of feel the other way.
You do?
Yeah.
You've talked yourself into it.
I don't think Alabama's going to lose. I think Alabama's going to win. But I think Cincinnati defensively, Alabama being without John Mechie,
that's huge.
That leaves Jameson Williams, and I don't know who their second receiver is going to be. I don't know who their second target's going to be. But Cincinnati has 2 great cornerbacks. Mm-hmm. Great. Sauce Gardner and then the other guy, Kobe Bryant, but it's spelled different.
Right.
But those 2, Kobe Bryant, Sauce Gardner is the one who gave up something like 5 catches all season at cornerback when he was in single coverage. And Bryant had the better season of the 2. So they've got 2 great cornerbacks. The question to me is really going to be, can they get some pressure on Bryce Young? Because Georgia didn't do that, and he was able to improvise and either run it or figure stuff out. I don't know if they're going to be able to, and I know they've got some good defensive linemen and front guys, but they're not going to be as good as, Georgia had the best defense in the country all season long, and they couldn't stop him. So I think Alabama's got enough to win it. I don't know if they've got enough to win by 13.5, but I think it'll probably be closer than we think. I think Ritter, the quarterback for Cincinnati, has been good this season against sort of subpar defenses. He's never been like, wow, look at this guy, he should be in the Heisman,
Right.
He's been good. He's been pretty good. I don't know if against Alabama, if that's enough. So I think it'll be a little closer than we think, but I don't think Alabama loses.
CJ?
I think this is the year we get finally 2 good semifinals games. right? And I think with this one, Lang hit the nail on the head when you think about what those cornerbacks from Cincinnati can do. And if they can cover like that in man, that allows you to bring extra people at Bryce. So let's keep an eye on that. And on the offensive side of the ball for Cincinnati, Ritter's not in the Heisman conversation because he's not so like spectacular that it leaps off the field. He's only a +1 guy, right? Where you need 6, he's going to get you 7. Mm-hmm. You need 13, he'll get you 14. You need 5, he'll get you 6, right? He's that type of dude. And with that type of player in college, I think, you can do some things with that. Vince Young was similar to that. Now, Vince Young got to be spectacular later on in his career, but similar to that, where whenever you need a play, whatever that play is, that person goes out there and makes it. And I think with Ritter under center and the running back, the Bama transfer, Jones is a transfer, right? I think that offense can stay on schedule and avoid untimely turnovers, which then give Alabama short field for them to capitalize off of. I think this has the potential to be a close sort of feeling game. I think Alabama handles it, but is uneasy, right? I think Alabama wins 14, 15 points or what have you, but it's an uncomfortable, uneasy 14 to 15, like a late touchdown to ice the game with 3 minutes or so left in the contest.
Jerome Ford is the guy. Yeah, the running back from Alabama. The one other thing I'd throw in there is the best defense they've played against the last 2 years was Georgia last year, probably in the Chick-fil-A Bowl or whatever that was, and they sacked Ritter 6 times. So against a team like Alabama, probably is equivalent to that Georgia team from a year ago. And I know they had one of their linemen got thrown out of the game last year for targeting, and that kind of screwed everything up. So maybe they're able to give him a little more time. But I think we haven't talked about Alabama's defense really much all season. I think this is the game where it might kind of stand up for them.
Yeah, I love Alabama. I think y'all crazy. And I think part of it, though, for me is that I'm still angry at myself for betting Alabama as an underdog or betting against Alabama when Bama was getting points. So I'm still bitter about that.
That Peach Bowl, while they did get Ritter got sacked 6 times, it was a 3-point game. They lost 24-21. So they still found a way to keep it close.
Meanwhile, the Orange Bowl in Miami, Georgia, go Dogs, and Michigan. Kirby Smart, head coach of them Dogs, talking about taking on the Wolverines.
Got a lot of respect for Jim in Michigan. He mentioned Coach Green, who's got to be a good friend of mine. I got to catch a little bit of that game last night. They looked incredible in terms of leadership, attitude. Hearing their guys talk after the game just tells you a lot about who they are and what they're about.
What does that mean? I don't know. But it kind of goes to what I was saying a few weeks ago. If Michigan and Georgia played the week after the conference championship games, I think it'd be a great game, and I'd give Michigan a great chance. Having the time, because they were riding such a momentum high and a confidence high that I would have given them a great chance, but I just don't now. I just don't. Again, I think Georgia's just got better players. Georgia's a better team, and I'm going SEC sweep, and I like Georgia in this one as well.
Me too.
Anything change? Any fear?
No.
All right, but CJ's saying Michigan's going to win by 24.
Yeah, I know.
25 now.
25?
You doubters. They hear you in Ann Arbor or in Miami, wherever the hell they're at right now.
You're going to throw rat poison
They're hearing the rat poison coming from you guys on the odds.
I literally didn't say anything. I just said, yep, okay, yep. Like I have not, there's no poison that's coming from my
Michigan
mouth.
Helmet on the set. The UGA helmet is there. How disrespectful is that? Yeah. You guys are killing. Blake Corum, in all seriousness, he is back. That's a 900-some yard rusher to go along with their 1,000-plus yard rusher as well. You've got all running routes at the tight end position on the offensive side of the ball. You've got Thompson as well, really good, really big physical receiver for Michigan on the outside. I think this is a good game, and I do think Michigan finds a way to pull it off and get the upset win over Georgia based off of, I really don't trust Stetson Bennett.
Yeah.
I just don't. So if
how can you not? They're 12-1.
That one game though, right? And who in that 12? Who did they play where you would say, okay, that is a good team, right? Kentucky, Arkansas.
Yeah.
Okay, so those two, and that's it, right? Like I don't think Georgia.
Auburn?
Auburn?
No, you're not saying Auburn. You guys can't really. Are y'all saying Auburn?
That's when they had Bo
I'm throwing
Nix,
names
man.
out there. Yeah, Bo Nix.
We're not
Tennessee.
saying Auburn and Tennessee. I'm not giving you Auburn and Tennessee. But
Clemson?
you got Arkansas.
Yeah, and don't sleep on Kentucky, by the way.
You got
Clemson?
I
Arkansas
know you
and
mentioned
Kentucky
Kentucky,
and beat
I
the
guess
hell out of
Clemson
those
doesn't
two.
count.
No,
Clemson,
Clemson doesn't
yeah.
count either. No. But if you wanted to say Clemson, fine. Sure, knock that out.
Actually, Bennett didn't play that game.
And Georgia only scored like 10 points, right?
It was the only touchdown was a pick six.
So I think Georgia is gettable. I think Michigan has the players in place to go get them.
Georgia 6-2 against the spread in the month of December, their last 8. 10-4 against the spread, their last 14 as a neutral site favorite. Meanwhile, Michigan has covered their last 5 games, and their head coach, Jim Harbaugh, he loves his team.
And I love this team. There's no team I love more than this team, but it's the same qualities. I think back to the USD team we had in 2005 and 2006, and the Stanford team in 2009 and 2010, and the 49er team 11, 12, and 13. It's just the way they approach it. They give it their best every day.
There you go.
And Jim loves this team.
Loves
So
them.
Jim wouldn't love a losing team. Come on, man.
6 of Michigan's last 9 games have gone over. 12 of their last 15 against Southeastern Conference have gone over as well. Georgia's 7.5-point favorite total at 45 in this one.
I think it might be an under game. I feel like there's Georgia's got a historically good defense, and offensively they're not going to put up a ton of points no matter what happens. So I just feel like this might be a 21-14 game, something like that.
In other games, Outback Bowl, Arkansas 1.5 favorite against Penn State, total at 48 there. Arkansas 17-6 against the spread, their last 23. They have won 7 of their last 8 when they've been favored. Penn State, meanwhile, their last 6 against the SEC, they are 1-5 against the spread. Penn State's last 4 bowl games have all gone over as they take on Arkansas. Arkansas, 4 of their last 6 on Saturday have gone over as well. And Citrus Bowl, Kentucky and Iowa. Kentucky a 3-point favorite over the Hawkeyes, total at 44. Kentucky 10-2 against the spread in their last 12 against non-conference opponents. 4-1 against the spread, taking on Big Ten opponents. Iowa 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 games. Their last 4 have gone over. In Kentucky, 4 of their last 5 have gone over as well. So a couple of other bowl games to look at this week. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll look at a couple of other ones, including Ole Miss and LSU and their bowl games coming up. We'll get Lance Taylor's picks as well. Plus later we have our picks here on the program. Picks. And we talk a little Shield. It's all ahead here on The Odds Couple. We're back with more here on Grind City Media.
WynnBET, the official sportsbook partner of the Memphis Grizzlies, is Tennessee's premier digital sports betting app. They're bringing you the action of real money sports betting right in the palm of your hand with some of the best odds in the game. From boosted parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport, they have what you need to win. Sign up today and use the promo code GRIZZ400, GRIZZ 400, and after placing your first $5 wager, you'll receive $400 to bet with. There's no better way to enjoy basketball than with some extra winnings in your pocket to use for all your favorite bets. And be sure to check out the WynnBET Lounge at FedEx Forum the next time you're around to catch the Grizzlies. Betting is a team sport. Join the WynnBET team and bet with the best. Must be physically located in Tennessee and 21 years of age or older to participate. If you or someone you know needs assistance with a gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Grizz fans, the official Grizzlies mobile app is your key to the game. It's an all-in-one experience updated with even more functionality. You can keep track of a team with news, social media, the schedule, stats, and the standings. And you can log into Grind City Media to watch and listen live to streaming content like The Chris Vernon Show and Rise and Grind. You can check out Grind City Media articles, videos, podcasts, and GCM talent. See what's going on right here at FedEx Forum with our concert and event calendar. Plus, you can find detailed information on seating and concessions with arena maps. You can take the app into FedEx Forum as your mobile wallet, use it as your ticket to the game for Grizz Den mobile pickup, and as contact-free payment for arena concessions. The official Grizzlies mobile app, your key to the game.
HBCU Huddle with me, CJ Hurt, and Mike Wallace has all of your HBCU football, sports, and culture needs covered. We discuss the hottest stories weekly across the black college sports landscape, including the SWAC, MEAC, Tennessee State, Lane, Lemoyne Owen, and all the black colleges in between. New episodes drop every Thursday, and you can stay connected with the latest stories and discussions about your favorite HBCU by going to grindcitymedia.com, selecting the podcast folder, and clicking on the HBCU Huddle tab. HBCU Huddle is a spot for all your black college sports and culture needs.
Welcome back to grindcitymedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum. Now, here's more of the Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker, presented by WinBet.
Speaking of WinBet, check out the all-new WinBet Sports Bar located at FedEx Forum just off Beale Street Alley. Open every event night plus non-event Saturdays and Sundays starting at 11 a.m. The WinBet Sports Bar is your lock for the best local brews, food, and all the games. Sports fans looking for action and a little extra juice can receive an exclusive in-bar only promotion, including odds boosts, free bets, and more from the WinBet Sportsbook app. Plus, watch all the games, college and pro, over 30 TVs, NFL Sunday Ticket. Parking is free in the Gossett Motors Garage as well. For more information, go to FedExForum.com. Check out the WinBet Sports Bar. Welcome back, everyone, to the Odds Couple, Week 19 of the football season. We got some Shield that we'll get into here in a little bit. Plus, we got our picks, and including Roser's picks. He's not here, but we'll have his picks, of course, including the teaser, the roll with Roser. That'll be coming up a little bit later on as well.
Hey, before we get to the stuff,
yeah.
I meant to bring this up in the first segment. Can we give just a shout out to John Madden?
Shout out to John Madden. Yeah. Absolutely.
I think all of us grew up watching him call games.
Yes.
And you know, with football.
Him and Pat, man, it was must see.
I was thinking about it last night. Like for our generation, really, was there anyone more impactful with football? Like he was a Super Bowl winning coach, the voice of the NFL basically for decades, and then Madden football, like the video game.
Can't discount how huge that's is.
Like the most popular sports video game maybe of all time. Like between those three things, like I don't know if anybody to our generation had as much of an impact on making us enjoy and like a sport as John Madden did.
No doubt about it. And I think that we've long searched to find an analyst like John Madden and haven't, and have tried different things and have tried different types of people. But I think we finally have come to the conclusion of just get a guy who's an analyst, and we can be fine with that. You know, Tony Romo's great. Chris Collinsworth's great. But to find the character of Madden, you can't just go out and find that. I mean, that was just unique in itself. And the thing that always struck me about him, you know, he and Pat had such great chemistry, and Pat was,
rock on tour.
I mean, he was the pro, and then Madden just go off on these crazy tangents, but you could just always tell he not only did this, it wasn't just a job. I mean, he loved the game of football, and he loved being a character, and it came across on television, and he was a joy to watch. Special.
He didn't look like a TV guy either.
No.
He looked like a left tackle who somehow got into the thing, and you expect him to kind of have crumbs on his shirt. You know, like he did not look like a television guy, and that's why it was so great. I always thought about when we used to play the Madden game, especially the old ones, like in the 2000s, early 2000s, late 90s, I guess. Whenever you'd be the Cowboys and you'd do the kick after the game, Summerall would say, Bonyo with the kick. Bonyo. Yeah. So.
Bomani Jones pointed this out on Twitter, and I think it's fair. So much of our critiques about current analysts come because we watch John Madden. Like that is our standard, and so what we're really doing is saying, "Hey, you're not John Madden. You're not as good as John. Bring John back." Like that's what we want. And as somebody in the sports industry, I mean, you only hope to have the impact that John Madden has, right? Because like you said, Lang, it's bigger than what he was able to accomplish on the field. John Madden legit helped grow the sport of football with his ability to be an analyst during game and the Madden video game.
Yeah.
Like that brings fans in. So RIP to John, gonna be missed. Appreciate all he did.
Is the closest comparison currently maybe Charles Barkley? Like, even though he did,
Yeah.
I mean, just in the way he announces and like kind of he's fun. He's not really like a mean, you know.
Although one thing
I
about
think-
Charles,
no, it's not Charles.
a lot of nights though, I look at Charles and I don't think he's happy to be there.
True.
I think maybe Hubie Brown.
Yeah, but
I
Hubie's
feel
not
like.
fun. Like, because Madden would, you know, circle the sweat dripping down the butt of the center and make talk about that during the games and stuff.
But
you know?
but Manning, well, not Manning, excuse me. Now I'm getting everybody
Yeah.
mixed up. But Madden also, after circling the butt, would circle where that player was supposed to go on.
Yeah.
Charles Barkley doesn't do
No,
that.
you're right.
He's
Yeah.
just goofy. We don't. That's why Madden was so rare and why we loved him so much, because he was both. He was both really, really goofy at times and really, really knowledgeable about the sport and broke it down in a way that even your elementary football fans could understand and learn something from.
I think the comparison you can use with like Barkley is, you know, what you were saying, CJ. Madden set the standard of how we look at analysts, and I think that TNT show, that studio shows, kind of set the
Sure.
standard of how we want studio shows to be. So
Yeah.
certainly. I mean, Charles's influence on the NBA is huge, as well as Kenny and Ernie and Shaq, and I mean all those guys. So I think in that regard, yeah, definitely the influential part with Chuck is probably on.
Thanksgiving Day it's not as much fun without Madden.
No,
You know, like watching having to watch the friggin' Lions every year on Christmas Day, on Thanksgiving Day, and they get blown out every year. But you know, they had a turducken on the sideline, and you know, you
man
knew
would
at least,
circle that turducken.
Yeah,
and he would count the legs
you
for you.
you would sit there and wait for the end of the game to watch Madden break down the turducken.
That's right.
You know,
That's
So,
right. Absolutely be missed. Love John Madden. I have an 8x10 autograph from John Madden from when I was a kid. He's got the CBS blazer on and everything, and signed it to Rob, and
That's the best.
collected autographs as a kid, and he was one of my favorites.
I also
And,
just
I
like
got his
that
autograph.
he wasn't a TV guy,
Right.
You know, like
he was a guy.
He was just like a lineman. He was just some
Yeah.
dude who like was fun and enjoyed it. You
Yeah.
could tell he liked it, and he rode around in a bus. You know, like who else does that?
Yeah,
So.
he was classic for sure. This week we got the Sugar Bowl. Ole Miss playing in the Sugar Bowl, taking on the Baylor Bears. Lane Kiffin on what stood out about his Ole Miss team this year.
Just our team coming together. Coaches talk about teams, family all the time. I told our guys the last couple weeks, and I challenged them all year to go from good to great, and they really did that at the end. But to see how they play for each other, they say band of brothers, and it's really a blended family. Guys have been here 6 years because of COVID, and they talked about what they went through and never really winning and all those things, and some kids that literally just got here in the fall, even. Two transfers that are major contributors that just got here in the fall. So just a great bunch of kids, and I'm just really honored to be their coach.
They had a great year, winning 10 games, and now they take on a Baylor team. I think the Lane Kiffin discussions of whether or not he was going to be back with Ole Miss could have played a big part in this game against Baylor. But with him being back and him staying put and signing an extension, I like Ole Miss in this game. I think Ole Miss is just a better team.
Is Matt Corral playing? Do we know for sure? I would assume he's not, right?
I would assume he's not.
I mean, he's probably going to be a first-round pick. I would assume he's going to – I was just actually Googling to see if there's any updates on Matt Corral. I mean, if he doesn't play, then I mean, Baylor – this is also like similar to the Michigan game. Baylor's so hot, coming off that big win, like literally at the goal line against Oklahoma State. Like maybe this is one of those games where Baylor just kind of keeps it rolling and Ole Miss pulls an SEC bowl game team thing where they just like, whatever.
Yeah. Ole Miss 5-2 against the spread their last 7 games, 5-2 against the spread their last 7 against Big 12 opponents as well. Their last 7 games have gone under, including their last 4 bowl games have gone under. Baylor 9-3 against the spread their last 12. Baylor's last 4 games have gone under, and their last 4 as an underdog have gone under. So all over the under 55.5 in this game. Normally, this is when Lance Taylor would join us. Lance Taylor, co-host of Next Round Live, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. weekdays. He's on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor, and you can get his picks daily at lanceslock.com. He's unable to join us today, but he did send in his picks
get his locks
for the semifinal games. He likes Alabama minus the 13.5. He likes Georgia minus the 7.5.
He likes the SEC.
He likes the SEC. I love the SEC this week too.
Yeah.
And I haven't even hesitated. I haven't even thought about going a different way.
CJ thinks Lance doesn't know what he's talking about.
No, not especially not with that bottom one. No,
Yeah.
wait, is it the bottom one? Yeah, it's the bottom one. No way. No, Michigan by 26. They see the rat poison. It goes up. Every time I see rat poison, I'm bidding it up by 1 point. We started at 24, now it's at 26.
Man.
It's going up. But let me try, Rob. Can I try?
Well,
Can I try and convince you?
Can I say this first? Friday night, there is a Grizzlies game, so I'll be working. So if you could refrain from calling during the during the game.
No, it's not. It's not that type of game, Rob. Shirts and pants will be completely on.
Oh,
everything
okay.
everything will be on.
I didn't know. I didn't know.
For now.
Yeah, everything will be on. Like that, Michigan's defense is really, really good. And again, they can cover as well. And the scheme has been holding them back these past years. I feel like we are holding.
That's what's held them back?
Oh,
the
yeah,
scheme?
absolutely. Oh, the
Okay.
defensive scheme,
Yeah.
playing. We
Okay.
talked about it.
Yeah.
They all they did was blitz and leave safeties to cover really good receivers, leave nickels solo on an island against really good receivers, right? And then get burnt. They're not doing that anymore. They're not. They're able to do a lot of different things. There'll be some zone. There'll be some man. There'll be some things
Gave
in
up
there.
29 to Nebraska, 37
They gave up
to
20.
Michigan
They
State,
gave up 27 to Ohio
17
State,
to Penn
who's the number
State,
one
18
scoring
to
team.
Maryland, 27 to Ohio
18
State.
That's 18 points. 27 to Ohio State, who averages 45 points per game. Like we all thought Ohio State, and still think I thought Ohio State was a good football team this year. And they averaged 45, and they put up 27 against Michigan. Michigan has only allowed 17 points per game since November, right? And do we think Georgia is that much better offensively than Ohio State?
Well, I think defensively they're a lot better.
Okay, well, defensively, I think that Michigan has two really dynamic running backs in Haskins and Corum, both of them close to 1,000 yards rushing, that Michigan is committed to running the ball, and McNamara will make timely plays because he's got good weapons on the outside.
Okay.
It's nothing. Nobody.
If that Aiden dude does the throat slash gesture, though, after a play, he needs to get thrown out of the game.
Throw him out of the game. Yeah.
That's
we don't need
signal.
that in college football.
That's
We
the
don't need
signal.
it.
Wait. That's the signal. Kill the play.
Oh, that's the signal. Kill the play.
Against the rules.
Yeah,
But that's the
Actions have consequences, CJ.
that's right.
kill the show.
That's right. All right, Lance going with both SEC teams, Alabama minus the 13.5, Georgia minus the 7.5. You can get Lance's picks daily for just $3 a day. That's right, $90 a month at lanceslock.com. They've been rolling, and they'll give you picks every single day in every single sport. Lanceslock.com. Make sure you check that out. Lance will join us next week here on the program in the new year.
Nice.
Yeah, how about that? The Texas Bowl. That's
Texas
coming
Bowl.
up. That's like next week.
Isn't that the Cotton Bowl?
No. This is a Texas Bowl with Kansas State and LSU.
Huh.
LSU made a bowl game this year. How about that? Kansas State 3.5-point favorite over the LSU Tigers. The total is 48.
Why do they call it the Texas Bowl?
I don't know.
How many damn bowl games does one state need? Texas has got to have like 12 bowl games.
But it seems like Tex in the context of college football, anyone says Texas, we think of the Longhorns.
Yes.
Right? Like
Correct.
Texas is Texas, University of Texas.
We had a Jimmy Kimmel Bowl. What the heck's happened?
Had a Barstool Sports Bowl that got canceled, but that's out there.
Yeah. Kansas State is 0-5 against the spread in the month of January. Their last 5 in January. LSU, meanwhile, 6-0 against the spread their last 6 against the Big 12. 5-0 against the spread their last 5 played at a neutral site. LSU, their head coach in this game is Brad Davis. Brad Davis.
He played on the Dallas Mavericks?
I don't think it's the same Brad Davis. I don't think it's the
with the
same Brad
blonde
Davis.
mustache?
Yeah, I don't
No.
think it's him. No. Brad Davis talks about what it means to be the head coach for LSU in this bowl game.
I hope to, in this role, represent LSU in a great light, but also represent all young African-American coaches out there who are looking for this very opportunity. it is a big deal. I want to go out there and coach this team to success. I want to win this game. And more importantly, I think when I look back, I want to be proud of what I did in this role to not only help the young men in our program, but help aspiring coaches, kids in North Baton Rouge who ride the transfer bus and may not see a way out. I was one of those kids, and I'm here right now. And I tell you what, with utilizing the resources around you and, having a praying mama, you can be up here too. It's easy.
That's great.
That's fantastic. He's got a lot of energy. He's going to do his best to have this team ready.
I wonder if
but this is hard. This is a hard task for him. I mean, this is a team that just had a hard season, a rough year. It was a long year. Then their coach is gone. Now you wait a few weeks. You've gone through all these practices again. I mean, don't you just want your season to end?
I don't know if it's I wonder if part of the problem with all these SEC teams is the ones we've seen lose. Mississippi State, who else? Florida, who had a caretaker coach.
Mizzou.
Same situation. Missouri. These teams are they're kind of oh, screw it, whatever. We don't care. This feels like one of the situations, just like when I picked Minnesota last week to win, and they did, where the coach can make a difference. If the coach actually cares and shows up and is like, hey, we got something to play for here, I think the coach can make a difference in these bowl games. And hearing that quote makes me feel like maybe he can do something with these guys. I mean, LSU's second and third team of players are going to be really good players. Their quarterback transferred already, but I feel like they could beat Kansas State.
And I mean, we saw LSU last game of the year, if I'm not mistaken. Didn't they knock off? Was it A&M? Who they beat?
Yeah,
A&M.
Yeah, that last game of the year. So they're not mailing the season in. So yeah, I think LSU goes out there and manhandles Kansas State. Texas, by the way, eight bowl games in the state of Texas. Good Lord.
Although didn't the LSU quarterback transfer to Texas A&M after the game?
Yeah, I think
Max Johnson.
Is that where he went?
I think so.
Yeah.
He transferred. I don't know.
It's kind of the opposite of Kevin Durant. Went to the team that you beat.
Yeah.
Which is weird. All right. LSU, Kansas State 3.5-point favorite, total at 48. LSU last four following against the spread win have gone under as well. And Kansas State, 5 of their last 6 have gone under. So under 48 for Kansas State and LSU this week. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we got the picks. We got some Shield. We got some picks. And then we'll get out of here for this year, for 2021. How about that?
All right.
Yeah, let's
do it.
Happy New Year, everybody. We'll take a break. This is The Odds Couple on Grind City Media.
WynnBET, the official sportsbook partner of the Memphis Grizzlies, is Tennessee's premier digital sports betting app. They're bringing you the action of real money sports betting right in the palm of your hand with some of the best odds in the game. From boosted parlays to live in-game odds on every major sport, they have what you need to win. Sign up today and use the promo code GRIZ400, GRIZZ 400, and after placing your first $5 wager, you'll receive $400 to bet with. There's no better way to enjoy basketball than with some extra winnings in your pocket to use for all your favorite bets. And be sure to check out the WynnBET Lounge at FedEx Forum the next time you're around to catch the Grizzlies. Betting is a team sport. Join the WynnBET team and bet with the best. Must be physically located in Tennessee and 21 years of age or older to participate. If you or someone you know needs assistance with a gambling problem, call the Tennessee Red Line at 1-800-889-9789.
Let's transition into our favorite all-time six-man.
This one was fun to do.
Okay, let's go.
Number 1. Manu Ginobili.
There's a move that he brought to the NBA that is still done today, the Eurostep.
There you
that's
go.
Manu. That without Manu, we have no Eurostep.
Join Lang Whitaker and me, Kelsey Wright Johnson, every Thursday as we debate the hottest topics in the NBA. IMHO on grindcitymedia.com, YouTube, and our social channels.
You know who you've got to get on and talk Rick and Morty? He could defeat any human being in Rick and Morty trivia. Anybody. I watched somebody give him trivia questions, and I'm talking specific moments of specific episodes, and he just bam. You know who it is? Jared Jackson Jr.
The Chris Vernon Show, live weekdays at noon on grindcitymedia.com or wherever you get your podcasts.
Lincoln Riley will be the new head coach at USC.
So you're happy, you're excited.
I'm thrilled. I got the hat on. I'm ready to roll. USC is back.
It does put a lot of pressure on Lincoln Riley because now the expectations are you're not rebuilding. Not at all. No. Now it's, I would say, in my personal opinion, it's college football playoff in the next 2 to 3 years.
Rise and Grind with Jessica and Megan. Live daily at 8 a.m. on GrindCityMedia.com. Welcome back to GrindCityMedia.com. Live from FedEx Forum. Now, here's more of the Odds Couple, Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker. Presented by WinBet.
Hey, Grizz fans, get game day deals when you sign up for Buzzer Beaters. Text Buzzer Beater to 833-550-0028. That's 833-550-0028. You can opt in for discounts to your next home game today. Get tickets, get hyped, save with Buzzer Beaters. Visit grizzlies.com/buzzerbeater for more information. Welcome back, everyone, to the Odds Couple, Week 19 of the football season. How about that?
That makes me feel old.
That's right. Week 19, which means Week 17 of the National Football League. Just 2 weeks left of the NFL, which is unbelievable.
That is unbelievable.
The season is coming to an end. You remember the Patriots beating the Bills just a few weeks ago.
I remember that.
And Sean McDermott was adamant about the fact that they did not get Belichicked in that game. They basically gave the game away, is what he was saying. Yes. Well, this week the Bills beat the New England Patriots.
They got Belichicked.
And afterwards, Sean McDermott, head coach of the Bills, talked about the win.
We continue to learn lessons with this in some ways a young football team and young leadership group, and it's hard to follow up a season like last year with a similar season the next year. That's part of the challenge, and so I'm just very proud of the way the guys have persevered, and I thought 17 had an incredible game today, and that's good to see, obviously.
There you go.
Now they're going to beat the brakes off the Falcons this week.
Stop saying that, Lane. That's one of my picks.
I'm a Falcons fan. I can tell you, I've been watching them for my whole life. I know what happens to this team.
Also, Josh Allen could be heard after the game screaming, "I don't know who the F they thought I was," walking through the locker room. So, yeah, the Bills are riding pretty high after that one.
And they got Atlanta this week. They are a 14.5-point favorite over the Falcons. Buffalo 7-1-1 against the spread, taking on losing teams. Atlanta 0-4 against the spread, taking on winning teams.
Yeah.
Sorry, CJ.
Why'd you pick Atlanta in this game?
14.5 in the NFL
is up to 15, I think.
It's just stupid to me. That's
15.
much too high. I thought. I didn't know it was all of this. Nobody stopped me is why. Because I don't have friends in the group chat who hop in and be like, "No, CJ, don't do that."
I would have told you not to pick Michigan. But like when you pick a team, when I see it in the group chat and you're like, I got Atlanta plus 14.5, I think, well, he must maybe found something he likes. Maybe
he's got something in the workplace lay that we don't know
found
about.
A stat that like
No, it was just 14.5 is
a lot
way
of
too
points.
large in the NFL,
It
isn't
is.
it? Especially at this time in the NFL. See, everybody's banged up. Everybody's trying to just get through the season on top of the fact that COVID is running wild through rosters.
Yeah.
So people are out, people playing positions that they're not accustomed to playing.
Yeah.
My thought was surely the Falcons are good enough to not lose by 14.5. Surely they'll lose by like 11.
No.
Good gosh.
We'll see.
I don't know. They asked Arthur Smith about Calvin Ridley this morning, who's missed most of the season with mental health recovery, and he said you can copy and paste my answer from last week. So I don't think he's coming back.
No, it doesn't sound like it.
I don't feel good about this game at all for the Falcons.
Elsewhere in the NFL, Tennessee is a 3.5-point favorite over Miami. The underdog has covered the last 4 meetings between these two teams. Kansas City, 5.5-point favorite at Cincinnati. The favorite in these two teams meet is 4-1 against the spread. Kansas City has covered 6 straight games.
Wow.
And Arizona at Dallas, Cowboys 5.5-point favorite in this one. Arizona 5-1 against the spread the last 6 meetings between these two teams. Dallas has failed to cover their last 6 in the month of January.
Oh.
How about that? All right. With all that knowledge, now it's time for our picks. Hey, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and get started with Fish's 5, taking the SEC. I got 3 SEC teams. I won 3 SEC bets all year. I'm taking 3 of them this week. Alabama, minus the 13. They've won 37 straight against non-Power 5 teams. Easy on the win, and they're going to cover. Georgia, minus the 7.5 against Michigan. Georgia, 25-12 against the spread against winning teams. Michigan has failed to cover their last 4 bowls. How about that, CJ? Ole Miss, minus 1.5 against Baylor. Ole Miss 5-2 against spread, taking on Big 12 opponents. I love Ole Miss, and Matt Corral is playing. So Ole Miss wins this one. They dominate Baylor. Colts, minus 7.5 against the Raiders. Colts 4-1 against the spread their last 5 games. And I like the Cowboys over the Cardinals, minus the 5.5 for the boys. Cowboys have covered their last 4 games and covered their last 4 as a favorite. So there you go. I'm going 5-0 this week. I feel it.
I hope so.
Lang, what you got?
Well, I told you I feel like Alabama's going to make this game a little closer than we want it to be, and I think Cincinnati might cover the number, but I learned from you, Rob. I am not going to bet against Alabama.
That's a good move, because even if you lose betting Alabama, you don't feel like an idiot.
Yeah. So I'm sticking with Saban on this. I got Georgia over Michigan, given the 7.5. I think Notre Dame's going to win this against Oklahoma State. I think Oklahoma State, that loss to Baylor, is still tugging on them. They all saw Mike Gundy email in Florida trying to get a new job. Those guys, that didn't work out for him. He did get a raise and a extension at Oklahoma State. So whatever.
That's nice.
I think Notre Dame wins that one, and I like that Notre Dame, the coach who's going to fill in now. Like he's the guy. Mm-hmm. It feels like it's the LSU situation too. Like they like this guy. He's going to do well. So they're going to win this game. Penn State can't beat the SEC teams.
No.
We've seen it. They beat Auburn, but against the spread, they haven't covered, and they're not doing well. And I think Arkansas is one of those teams that they've got the same guys they're going to have next season basically playing, KJ Jefferson.
And their coach has their team ready to play.
Yes. You like him. So, and then 15's a lot to give in the NFL.
A whole lot.
CJ said 14.5. I'll give you 15.5 against the Jaguars. Give me the Patriots. They got Belichick last week. We saw Bill Belichick be very polite to the woman in the press conference who asked him what about his New Year's resolutions. Yeah, his first one.
No.
Yeah, well, his first one's going to be beating the Jaguars by 16.
That's going to be number 1. Yeah.
At least.
Right.
I think they win by 3 scores.
All right. CJ, what you got this week?
All right. I'm with you guys on Bama Cincinnati. I do think it's like a 9-point game for under 10 points for most of the contest, and then late Alabama scores. Bama 6-6 against the spread as favorites this year, but as far as this year goes, this is their lowest spread as a favorite. Ritter is 43-5 as a starter at Cincinnati. I think Bama's just got a touch too much, and they get the 14, 15-point win. I'm taking Michigan plus the 7.5. Wolverines lead the nation in covering percentage at 85%, 11-2 on the season. 8-1, their last 9 games against the spread. If Bennett can be what he was in the regular season, and that's a quarterback who averaged 10.1 yards per completion, there may be a problem. I don't think he has enough time, though. So give me Michigan in that one. Ole Miss, minus 1.5 against Baylor. I know they won the Big 12. I'm not sure what Baylor is, though. I know they don't do anything exceptionally well. And Ole Miss can hang their hats on what they do offensively. I think Ole Miss runs away with this game. I'm not sure why it's only 1.5-point favorite, but that's why I'm here and not there. I like Penn State over Arkansas. Arkansas, while they are pretty good against the spread, they are 3-1 this year when favored by 1.5 points or more, which means they're undefeated when they are underdogs. They play much better in that underdog role. Penn State, 19 takeaways on the season. Arkansas only has 9. That'll be something to watch in that contest. I think Penn State gets the job done and handles it, and whatever. Last pick.
Falcons.
Whatever.
All right.
Good grief. Tell me next time.
Yeah.
Rise up.
All right. Let's check out Roser's picks. Roser's wagers this week. He's going with the Cowboys as well. And then he's going with some underdogs. He's got the Vikings plus the 6.5 at the Packers. Texans plus 14 at his Niners.
Texans.
He's really upset with his 49ers.
Yeah.
He's really
he went to that game.
upset with them after that game last week. Garoppolo's hurt. He's like, we suck. That's what Roser's saying right now. We suck. He's got the Chiefs minus the 5.5 against the Bengals, and the Lions getting the points, 6.5 in Seattle against the Seahawks.
So the Falcons beat the Lions.
Yeah, going with some road teams and going with some dogs. What about Roser's teaser? Roll with Roser.
Roll with Roser.
4-team, 7-point teaser. It'll get you back plus 160. Dolphins plus a 10.5 at the Titans. Texans plus 19.5 at the Niners. Panthers plus 14 at the Saints. And Lions plus 14 at the Seahawks. 4 road teams all getting points for Roser's 4-team 7-point teaser that'll pay plus 160 this week. All right, there you go. Happy New Year, gentlemen.
You guys too.
We will talk again. We'll do this again next year. We can start with
How
those.
come we wore Georgia stuff and CJ didn't wear any Michigan stuff?
Because
I don't
he
own
knows.
any Michigan stuff.
He knows. Yeah. He knows the situation.
Yeah, Michigan's going to win. I don't have to rock Michigan gear for them to beat UGA by 28 points
I'll get you a Georgia shirt for next week.
You're wearing a Georgia shirt next week. Yeah. And then next week, I bet against Alabama again. Ah, no, I can't do it.
Don't do it.
Go Cincinnati. Don't make me do it this week. All right, that's going to do it for us here on The Odds Couple. Thanks for joining us. As always, we'll do it again next week. We'll talk about the national championship. Also, we'll talk a lot of NFL. It's the final week of the regular season in the National Football League. Thank you very much to Kimball and Robbie and Jacob, all behind the scenes. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, John Roser, who was not here with us today, but he'll be back next week. Thank you, Lang. I'm Fish. Thanks for joining us. Happy New Year, everyone. Have a safe and happy holiday weekend. We'll talk to you next week here on The Odds Couple.
To The Odds Couple, presented by WinBet on GrindCityMedia.com. Tune in next week with Rob Fisher and Lang Whitaker.